Hey everyone, Eugene here, back again. Thanks for joining me, this time with a unboxing open letter to Thierry Wasser. We're unboxing the newest flanker to L'Homme Idéal. This is L'Homme Idéal L'Intense Eau de Parfum 100 ml. Not available in Canada, surprisingly. Very hard to find. I'm not sure if this is going to be an exclusive or limited edition, but not available at drugstores or department stores. I can kind of understand that. Not really getting why the boutique, the Toronto boutique, which is the North American flagship boutique, won't be carrying this. Although they do have a tester bottle. It's for the sole purpose of trying it in case you would like to order it in a 500 ml B bottle, which doesn't interest me at all. I want this packaging, this bottle, in this size. So it is available in the US, not nationwide. I know the Bellagio in Vegas boutique carries it. I contacted them. They weren't willing to ship to Canada, which is interesting considering the Toronto boutique will ship to the US, complimentary to boot. Not really sure where to turn. I had a friend in Germany that was there for about 10 days, and just, on his 7th day, I kind of sent him a message saying, hey, if you run into this, can you pick it up for me? And with an hour later, he responded with a picture saying, hey, I just picked it up. We were shopping, and he picked it up at a place called Douglas in Bremen, Germany. And it goes for about 110 euros. So I think it's about equivalent to the same that this would go for in Canada. Anyway, I'm really perplexed, or I really got to question somebody at Guerlain, either head office or whoever. I'm hoping somebody can respond as why this isn't available like worldwide to everybody. Why the Eau de Parfum isn't available in the US. Apparently it's really hard to find this in the US, just as it is to find this in Canada. So logistics is kind of messed up here. I just don't get it. If you're in the market of selling perfumes, why isn't the greatest perfume brand carrying this everywhere? Why are you making it so hard for loyal customers to find this? Anyway, I kind of want to discuss something before I do go ahead and unbox this. We're going to go back to Thierry Wasser, which I've discussed a lot in my videos. He's the head perfumer for Guerlain. Kind of have some questions and a challenge for Thierry Wasser, who I've met several times. Had great conversation with him. Very bright, energetic, charismatic man. Can definitely carry a room. Likes a lot of attention, an excellent perfumer, one of my favorite perfumers actually, for one of my favorite brands. I'm definitely a Guerlain fanboy, as you can tell if you've followed my videos. Even times where I feel like I shouldn't be, I've still always supported the brand, but I kind of feel like that might change, considering this year. I think this is the first Guerlain that I've purchased this year, and there's a reason for that. It's not a whole lot that's inspired me to pick up this year. We've talked about the Mon Guerlain floral flanker to Mon Guerlain. I've reviewed Mon Guerlain. I love it. I don't think it's the greatest perfume ever, but for me, it works. I love the way it wears for me, even though it's a woman's fragrance. But when I smelled the flanker, it kind of confused me as why it smelled so similar to the original. And I kind of said, you know what, I'm going to quit buying everything that they release just because I'm a collector. Doesn't mean I need to have everything. And at 168 Canadian dollars, There's so many other things that I'd rather have. I can go and get a Hermes or a Chanel, but I am not purchasing a flanker that smells 80-90% similar to the original. Just like Le Petit Robe Noir Hippie Chic, the flanker smelt so much like a combination of other Le Petit Robe Noirs. Not purchasing, I'm not doing it. Le Baiser de Russie doesn't inspire me. You know, it smells kind of like Mon Guerlain, amongst some other things that didn't work for Guerlain at half the price. Now they put in a really pretty bottle, double the price, and it just doesn't inspire me. I'm not going to buy it. There's just so many other things. So I did end up going to the boutique on the weekend with some friends. They did have a tester. I was able to smell it. And you know what? It smells so similar to the release prior. This is the Eau de Parfum. So let's set that aside temporarily and discuss this. If you are a fan of Thierry Wasser's, or you follow the brand, or you've heard him speak, like me, you've probably heard him tell this story several times, the inspiration for this line. I think this is some of Thierry's greatest work. This is the exclusive from the Oriental collection that's marketed towards the Middle East. Thierry was in the Middle East sourcing some raw materials when he ran into another perfumer. I'm not quite sure who it was. Thierry's told the story right out of his mouth that the guy accused him of not being able to make big parfums, big perfumes. And this kicked Thierry Wasser in the ass. He was kind of insulted. He went back home to Paris and worked like a madman on this whole collection. There's 3 of them in this collection. And, you know, it worked. It obviously did kick him in the ass. It motivated him. I think it's some of his greatest work. I love it. It's fantastic. I can see it's just, you know, the brilliancy comes out in this stuff. When I smell this from the mainstream, you know, it's good. Thierry's collection of Guerlain Homme, L'Homme Idéal, it's good perfume. If it said, you know, Hugo Boss on the bottle, but coming from a brand like Guerlain, which is the greatest perfume brand in the world, I don't think it's good enough. I don't think it's Thierry's best work. And I'm not sure if he's working hand in hand with the marketing team, if he's working with focus groups, but it does smell a little mainstream. This here is Guerlain Vetiver. This is Jean-Paul Guerlain's masterpiece. He was 24 years old when he perfumed this. I've formed the opinion that this is the greatest men's masculine perfume in all of the designer range. And I can say that without even loving this perfume. It doesn't suit me. It's not to my taste. It's not to my style. But I can step out of my shoes and look at it from the side, and I can appreciate its qualities. It's for an adult, for a grown-up, for a sophisticated man. And I think it is one of the greatest perfumes ever created, along with Heritage as well. And I don't think this is Jean-Paul Guerlain's masterpiece. I don't think we've seen Thierry Wasser's designer range masterpiece yet. And this is a challenge that goes out to Thierry Wasser. If you're watching, I hope somebody links this to you. I may never be invited back to the boutique again, but I don't really care. I'll be able to get up in the morning and say, yes, I was honest with my viewers. You know, I'm going to have my integrity, but I'm not sure you or the Guerlain marketing team can say the same when you look at your loyal followers and subscribers and tell us that you've put in 100% creativity in this perfume, because you haven't. It's just so much like the original. There are a little bit, you know, a little bit of changes, but not enough to call it very creative or interesting. And I get that you are in the business of selling perfumes, but my challenge is we want your greatest masterpiece. We want, you know, Thierry's best work in the designer range without being, you know, we don't want a Guerlain vetiver flanker. We don't want another Abbé Rouge flanker. We want Thierry Wasser's masterpiece from scratch. That's what we want. That is my challenge to you, Thierry Wasser, if you're watching. I'm hoping you're going to get to see this. I'm hoping there's no hard feelings, because there's no ill will. From my part, I am your greatest fan. I love all of your work, even this mainstream stuff. I am a big fan of this stuff, as, you know, mainstream as it is, you know, the cologne, even the Sport, you know. It's unfortunate that you had to create a Sport for a brand like Guerlain, but obviously we're in the times now where it's very competitive. For what it is, a Sport fragrance, I do enjoy it. Unfortunately, I smashed my bottle making videos for Guerlain, so the next time you're back in Toronto, I'm hoping you'll bring me one, because I don't want to pay $120 for another one. I smashed my Eau de Toilette, and I did enjoy it enough to buy a new one. So I am a huge fan. This is my favorite, the Eau de Parfum, and I just find the Longtemps very, very similar. So let's go ahead and open this. Enough talking down to Thierry Wasser, and I'll show you guys this bottle. I think the packaging is absolutely gorgeous. You know, nobody can beat Guerlain in bottles. That's for damn sure. Packaging, bottles. Okay, so this looks like, put it in backwards. It's all black, black matte finish. Hopefully my camera will like it as much as I do, because I really, really love this bottle. Okay, here you have, you know, this, the cap is just like all the others. You got the Guerlain logo there. Looks like my camera doesn't like your cap. So apparently the cap's got this nice little friction knurl on there. It's inspired by men's watches. I'm not sure if it's the wind-up thingy, but there you got a little bit of information there. So let's go ahead and smell this. L'Homme Idéal Longtemps. Love, love, love the bottle. Bottle's very masculine. Square corners, very sharp. Okay, here we go. Guerlain blotter. Okay. Yeah, see, you know, that freshness that I pick up from the Eau de Parfum, that's what I'm hit with right away. Apparently there's a little bit of spiciness coming from a chili pepper, maybe some cardamom. They're just so similar. That's not to say I don't love it. To me, I work with a couple of guys, two guys in particular, that after they've smelt this on me, they went out and instantly purchased this. So it does garner me quite a bit of compliments, and it is sophisticated and grown up. I do enjoy it. There's just a little bit of sweetness in the beginning that kind of makes me feel goofy wearing it for some reason. I'm not really sure, but there's some cherry and almond in here, a little bit of crunchy almond, a beautiful leather note. It gets quite creamy and smoky in the dry down. And to me, it always reminds me every time I smell it of a men's establishment. I pick up a little bit of tobacco in there. So an establishment where you're sitting in a really luxurious leather chair. You're dressed up really nice, smoke-filled room, perhaps, and just drinking really fine scotch or something like that, whatever. And that's what it reminds me of. So I'm hoping this will change a little bit on skin, but just testing it on a blotter, I'm not really certain it's going to be all that drastic. Yeah, they're really, really similar. So this is the 5th flanker in the collection. 3, 4, 5. I'm confident that it's not the last. Maybe by Christmas we'll have pure perfume. Who knows? But anyway, there's a not so quick unboxing of Longtemps. If you've tried it, if you've been fortunate enough to try it, let us know what you think. Let us know if it's different enough for you, worth purchasing. If you're just if you're a collector, I can see you wanting to have this. If you're not so much into fragrance, I totally find it unnecessary to own both of these. Quite different from the Eau de Toilette. It might be worth, if you just have the Eau de Toilette, it might be worth owning, but if you've already got the Eau de Parfum, you're not into spending money on fragrance, I wouldn't bother. Anyway, that's been my take. If I do find something drastic, something very different, I'll come back with another video and I'll fill you guys in. Anyway, thank you for watching. Please leave a comment. Love reading your comments, and look forward to them. And we'll see you again.